news on that. Okay.
Hillcrest.
We just had Hillcrest officially. We just wrapped up the SharePoint Saturday Durban, so the inaugural event.
Yep.
And I'm here with Bradley Geldenhuys with GTconsult, is one of Metalogix partners in the area. And we just spent a whole week kind of covering across country, visiting customers and partners in Cape Town, Johannesburg, and now here in Durban, and wrapping up. And so one of the things that has been a theme this week that is unique to the business that you have, and we've talking to a lot of customers, and I think it's a unique value prop that GTconsult does. I think it's worthwhile to think about the broader needs of the SharePoint customers, the SharePoint space, with the maturing of the marketplace, is your unique offering, service opportunity, service offering. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so it all stemmed from the requirement for resources in the SharePoint space. So worldwide, there are a lacking of decent SharePoint resources. And a lot of companies have asked us to provide them with a couple days a month and monitoring of their servers, their SharePoint environment, as they couldn't either afford a full-time resource or felt it better to have a resource that was always in the SharePoint space, always learning, always knowledgeable.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, not too rare. I mean, I came from a technical project management background where there were always like shared services organizations, and really what you're talking about is that traditional like shared service organization where you have centralized that provides, whether in a corporation, for all of the various teams.
Exactly. And at the time, I moved down to Durban to start the Durban branch, and Durban is a very Zulu area, and the name Umlindi is the word for protector in Zulu. So we coined this phrase as Umlindi support, and we provide protection for your SharePoint environment, making sure that it's up all the time. We put SLAs on that to make sure that you feel comfortable with your SharePoint environment at all times, it's taken care of by the best in the business. And then on top of that, we provide services. So you need certain solutions made, certain workflows, certain items that you can't do, or you need someone to do it quickly. We provide that in a remote situation. So we've got clients all over. We've just signed our first international client last month in the UK, and that's for Office 365 on Lindy. So although we don't have to look after the back end, we can look at all of the quick little solutions within Office 365. They need a little workflow to notify them when a certain document needs to be published. We provide that for them. It's a very cool solution, and customers are loving it.
What? So is this something that's relatively new, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's we've designed it, we've made it, and it's we've got about 90% of our clients use Umlindi now. And what's great about it is it works very well with the Metalogix range as well. So we can take Control Point, for instance, and we can bolster the Umlindi offerings by doing a Control Point audit, checking permissions, making sure there's no orphan sites, checking the size of content databases and other site collections.
Called that kind of the out-of-the-box features around that you provide on behalf of the customer.
Exactly, and the customer gets huge benefit in a very short amount of time, and then they can decide whether they would like to continue the ongoing support and contract and have a look at the other products that we offer.
Excellent. And so, I mean, what is the future of this program? I mean, it's relatively new. I mean, how do you see this growing and expanding? Other offerings within it?
Definitely. As the solutions and the requirements arise, we address them. And as I said, the Office 365 was something new. We had a client that kept on asking us for a few hours every month to take a look at things. And we've now provided them with an Office 365 Umlindi support offering, which we're now providing to all of our clients.
So that's interesting that there's, because I know that there are a lot of customers that are asking about that and about Office 365, and Office 365 is supposed to be this, it's not, I phrase it for people that it's the SharePoint Online that's part of Office 365 is no longer a platform. It's been reduced down to a product offering as part of the overall package. Now it's very strong. It has great value proposition for businesses, but wouldn't Microsoft provide all of the support for that? I mean, what is really needed above and beyond what you get out of the box with Office 365?
That's a good question. And although Microsoft do provide support, and the support is decent, what we provide is more than that support. So we will provide everything up until the point that we cannot provide any more support, and then we'll hand over that fully documented support query to Microsoft and get it resolved within a certain SLA for the client. So it will go from a please create me a list or create promoted links or help us out with the workflow to this site I'm getting a correlation ID, please can you help us out with it. And any end user gets a correlation ID. How do they log that? How do they know that this is the procedure? We know this, we've got a relationship with Microsoft, we get it done as soon as possible. We've got a relationship with Office 365 support that we can fast track this to make sure that things get done quicker and better for our clients.
You know, this is interesting that, you know, and we've talked about this for a while, and, you know, before me coming down here, and you know, I'm surprised that we're not seeing more, you know, vendors like yourself around the world that are doing something similar. You're really one of the first organizations I've heard of that are providing this level of service.
Yeah, I think when this video is, there might be other offerings. But as I said, one of the things are that the resources are needed. So you need quality resources, and at GT we make sure that we hire the best of the best. We have a great grassroots system where we hire college graduates, and we use the Microsoft from student to business program, and we bring them in and we give them a 3-month trial, see if they are a GT caliber, and we are heavily involved in the community. The staff at GT are not the same as the staff at any other kind of company that does SharePoint as a side thing. We are all about SharePoint. We are everything SharePoint. It's our motto. We don't do anything other than SharePoint. And so the quality of skill is very high. So the quality that we can provide is also as high.
But I think that the fact that you're offering the service and that the uptick is pretty high, I mean, it's growing very quickly. There's a lot of interest in that program. Again, speaks to that need. I think there is some confusion because of messaging that's out there in the marketplace and out of Microsoft, that you don't need to have this level of service with the Office 365 solutions. But what you're saying is that customers will get in and recognize that they still have those needs.
Yeah, I think what we're offering is almost a concierge to your Office 365. Yes, of course you can log your own support calls, and of course you can get into the community platform and figure it out for yourself. But if you're busy and your time is more valuable spending that on your business and spending troubleshooting or figuring out something in Office 365, then our offering is for you.
Well, it's you know, it's a great model to see. I'm glad that you guys are finding a lot of success. It's been great to be down here for the week, and, you know, thanks a lot for having me down.
It's been fantastic having you.
Right.
Thanks.